Hi, I'm Tom Spoors, and Hotel Transylvania 4 isn't that bad.
Hi, I'm Aaron Murray, and Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas, it's an underrated masterpiece.
It is. The dance sequence at the end.
Absolutely. The dance sequence,
Tingles me.
Kirk Cameron's love for the hot chocolate. I love that,
The
man.
more I think about that film, the more it reminds me of the Kevin Spacey Christmas videos.
If only he was in it. I want Kevin Spacey Saving Christmas.
Do you?
Yes.
Is that
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I want to see him doing the creepy Christmas video again. Because it's funny, okay? He's a fucking freak. I don't like him, but those videos are funny because they're confusing. They're so confusing and scary that they end up being funny.
Just like Kirk Cameron saying
Just like Kirk Cameron.
Before we dive into today's podcast topic, just a random question.
Yeah.
Ooh, unexpected.
Oh no. I'm so
Have you
scared.
seen any 2022 films? Because we're almost a month in now.
I think I've seen one.
Which one?
I mean, I've seen 2022 movies that have released this year that were 2021. I think the only 2022 film I've seen this year is Scream.
Okay, what do you think of it?
I thought it was fine. It was good.
Brilliant review.
That's it. No, literally, it was good. Like it was one I watched. Like, yeah,
It's
another Scream.
It's another
Someone
one.
dies.
I haven't seen any Scream.
You've not seen any of them.
I need to watch a Scream.
You should watch them.
I'm gonna watch the new one. That was my first Scream.
Without seeing the first.
Do you need to?
Watch the first one.
Okay, watch the first.
You don't need to see the sequels. You do reference them, but watch the first one.
I will.
Then you'll be fine.
And I'll watch the new one. Who needs to see like Scream 2 to
I mean,
4? How many
yeah.
Scream? Is this the fifth?
This is
Scream?
the fifth one, but
Okay.
it's just called Scream.
Okay, of course, because why would we call it anything else? It's
Well-
like how Halloween's called Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
The
it's.
20th Halloween film.
I mean, I don't know. It was fine.
Okay.
It was okay.
Well, it's a January film.
I mean, for a January film, it wasn't bad.
You know what film shocked me that was released in January?
What?
The Fallout. The new.
That's just released.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it last night.
I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
It was good. It was good. There was a really, really, really good scene at the beginning, that kind of makes the rest of the film kind of bad by comparison.
Well, what's her name in that? The lead. Well, one of the leads from the Fallout in Scream.
Really? Which Jenna? Yeah.
She's in Scream.
You know who else?
She's really
You
good.
know who else is in The Fallout?
Who else?
The girl from Dance Moms.
And the one from Music.
Yeah.
the
yeah,
ableist autistic film by Sia. Oh boy.
Yeah, from fucking Dance Moms.
Nah, I don't blame you for
So I've been watching Dance Moms recently because I've been like, not like out of any like desire to watch Dance
I was
Moms.
gonna say why are you watching Dance Moms?
Because I'm getting like held hostage with a gun to my head and forced to watch Dance Moms in the morning. And if I'm being honest, it's terrible show. Terrible show.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I don't think anyone's watching Dance Moms and going, you know what? That's what I want. That's prestige TV. That.
Oh my god. But and so like it's just seeing this girl from Dance Moms and being like when she's like 10 or like something, and then watching like The Fallout and seeing her like acting, it's like what?
See her being a real actor.
It's like what? Yeah, it's mad. And also the mums from Modern Family's in it, which just kind of took me by surprise.
Which one?
The Julia Bowen.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's in it. Good film. It's the best 2022 film so far, unless you're counting Hotel Transylvania 4, which to be fair, I will. That's a masterpiece. I love Hotel Transylvania movies.
I've only seen one.
You need to watch 4.
Why do I need to watch 4?
To be fair, look, one's okay, right. They're all bad, but like one's not too bad. 2 is slightly worse.
Okay.
3's the worst. Then 4 exists.
4 brings it back.
I mean, brings it back is a strong term.
It's watchable.
It is. It's. To be fair, I didn't turn it off.
That is the best compliments that you can give to a film. I didn't turn it off.
I got through it.
I might have fell asleep. that's why I didn't turn it off. But I did not turn the film off.
For whatever reason, we watched it till the end. I couldn't tell you why. I think we then watched Dance Moms, but I couldn't tell you why we watched it all the way
Surprised
through.
she's still alive. Surprised she just like ended all after like a night like that.
I can't believe, to be fair, like freaking Dance Moms. Not to like
Dance Moms.
dunk on Dance Moms, but you know. But anyway, today's podcast is about our hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone through each other's letterbox.
Yes, we
links in
have.
description.
Yes.
Go and click on them.
Go and click on them, please. I want followers now. Do it right now.
He has like thousands of followers.
I have thousands of
Okay,
followers.
you have like 700.
I have, close, 750.
I have
Somewhere
like
around there.
20.
Well,
Go and follow me on Letterboxd.
well, follow him obviously, but also follow me.
Don't follow him.
Follow me. At least like give me like a sympathy follow.
Nah, like a pity follow.
Yeah, go on.
Like maybe like one of his reviews, or like you can comment like, "Oh, Aaron, really good attempt."
Really good start.
You-
Not good.
You got the making of something here.
Got the making of it. You're not quite there yet.
Oh, we got like recognised as well. Like
yes.
this week.
Oh my god, we did it all.
We got like
Oh my God,
recognised. Someone
yeah.
like said to us, "Hey, are you guys the guys who did do the podcast?" And we were like, "Hell yeah."
We were like, yeah, and then didn't they say to us that they don't watch it?
They didn't know watch it. They just saw us on
They
Instagram.
just saw us, which I'll take that.
You know what? Better than I expected.
Yeah.
We got recognised.
We got recognised on the street. One day, whoever's listening to this, you aren't going to see us out on the street, so you can see one of us.
Yeah. No, both
Recognised
of us. We only work in duo.
But yeah, that's it.
We'll just
Yeah.
we're just gonna like just randomly appear. Well,
If you
we'll
ever
be
see
there.
us, say hi, because then we will simply just ignore you and keep on walking.
No, we'll tell you our take on Glass.
Only you. Only you, dear listener.
Hey, have you seen the new Scream film? But yeah, we went through each other's letterbox. We have chosen 5 hottest takes.
Yes, because we don't agree on everything.
We don't agree on everything.
Which is good.
And so we're going to talk about those. We're going to and this is a good opportunity to talk about films that we probably never would actually talk about otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some films that have come out in the last like 2010s or whatever generally.
Yeah.
That are like, we wouldn't talk about these films really for any other reason. Let's just talk about them now.
Yeah.
Just get them out of the way.
Just dive in.
Aaron, what do you think about Glass?
Glass! Funny you should say that. I think Glass is great.
Really?
I think it's one of the best M. Night Shyamalan films.
Okay.
I think the hate on it is very stupid.
Yes.
And it's a really nice end to that trilogy.
Okay. Right. A couple questions.
Okay.
First question.
Question 1. Yeah.
Why?
Hit me with it. Why? Funny you should ask.
Second question.
Oh.
Why?
Okay. Well, let me answer your first one first. I really like Glass, like a lot, and the reason why is because I like Unbreakable. I love Unbreakable. And I love
Unbreakable. I agree.
love them both.
I agree.
Right? And so when I heard they're making a crossover and they're doing all that, I was like, sick, right?
Hell yeah.
And I kind of was thinking to myself, okay, I'm not expecting Glass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm not expecting Split. Rather, I'm not expecting.
Glass. I'm not expecting Glass.
I'm not expecting that. I wasn't expecting Split.
You thought you were walking like the new Avengers film?
Well, it seems like a lot of people did, which is okay. So, right before the film came out, I remember seeing a review by someone which was negative.
What the fuck? How dare
What the fuck? I was immediately, gonna send some death threats. So, but no, I listened to what they said, right? And they didn't like the film, and that's fine. But there was one thing that they said, and I remember thinking to myself, what?
Yeah.
And
what did they say?
What they said was that, the problem with the film was that, was basically, if you hadn't seen Unbreakable, then you're getting nothing out of it. And I was a bit like, well, I mean,
what?
It's the end of a trilogy. And they made it pretty clear that it's the sequel. Yes, it's the sequel to Split, but it's the sequel to Unbreakable.
You know, if you haven't seen Lord of the Rings Part 1 and 2, you really won't get a lot of Part 3.
Look, you're allowed to watch a film, right? But if I decide I'm gonna go watch Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 without seeing any of the others, if I sit down and watch it, quite frankly, I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
Because I've not seen the other ones.
Yeah.
You need to see, okay, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
If I go see Avengers Endgame...
If I show my grandma Avengers Endgame...
If I show my fucking nan Avengers Endgame, right, A, she'll probably die. B...
Have you seen the list of, if I show a Victorian child this film, they'll probably, combust.
If you show a Victorian child, Dune... I think he'd spontaneously combust. I'm gonna show Victorian Child of Climax. By Jasper, no. But yeah, then I remember reading that, so I was already a bit okay. So, but that kind of got me ready, thinking, okay, I've already seen Unbreakable.
Yeah.
But I watched it again the night before.
Okay.
Just to refresh myself. And so I went in knowing that, and I didn't watch like Split again, but because I had it so fresh in my head.
Yeah.
So I started watching it, and I remember like seeing the negative reviews because there were a lot, like people did not like that film.
Yes.
And so I watched it, and I don't know, it just worked for me. Like I just got completely into it.
Okay.
I thought like, Bruce Willis, who is a shit actor now, is great in it. I think he's really good in it.
Yeah.
He does look a bit tired, but I think he's. But
that's just Bruce Willis.
Well, yeah, that's just how he is. So, like, he's just a tired old man.
Yeah,
but like, I thought he was really good in it. Like, I genuinely think that's one of his best performances in recent memory. I mean, I know it's not saying much.
That's not hard.
Yeah, like, but I thought that was great. I thought Samuel Jackson was good. I thought the story was good, and I also loved the ending.
Okay.
I loved the fact that I liked that they were teasing a big fight at the end.
Yeah.
But then you don't get that. Which can be really hard to do, to tease someone and not give you it.
Yeah.
But I also think that you should almost go into Glass almost knowing that, it's not going to end with, like, the Spider-Man, like, No Way Home scaffolding fight. Yeah. It's not going to end with that. Because that's...
You want the blue balls.
It's an anti-superhero film.
Yes.
That's the idea. If I saw Glass, like, Mr. Glass, like, fighting on, like, the Statue of Liberty, while, like, Bruce Willis is, like, fighting people and doing all that, while, like, the Beast is, like, doing some quips, that would be shit.
Yeah.
That's not what Glass... Like, that's what... That whole universe, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Like... And so I knew that wasn't going to happen. Like, the more, like, no, that's not going to happen. He's obviously, like, he's diving in it. And, like, and I got that, but I just really liked the journey it took to get to that point. And I like the ending, which I know, and it's like, it just... I personally think it came together really well, and I do not understand why people hate it as much as they do. I think it's fantastic.
Now, Glass is a film that I really need... I will 100% say... Glass is probably the biggest example of a film I need to just see again. Because I think I went into Glass with the wrong expectations.
I admittedly do want to watch it again. I haven't actually seen it since I watched it in the cinema.
Yeah.
I want to go through that trilogy again, like, all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I definitely have grown to appreciate M. Night a lot more.
M. Night's great.
And even, fair, Glass is kind of, like, in my head, I've kind of warmed up to it a bit more. But I still think it's so... What's the word? Like, not necessarily messy, because I don't think it's messy. I think it's it has, like, and I think this is just part of M. Night's charm sometimes, unintentionally quite funny.
Yeah, I can see that.
I find I think some of it's a bit too veering on silly and goofy.
But I also think that silliness and goofiness is what M. Night likes.
Oh, I agree.
He likes that. It's like that show he does on Apple, Servant. That show is so silly.
Yeah.
It's basically a dark comedy.
Yeah.
About a bunch of people being nuts and their baby in it. Like that's basically the show. And it's like, and I think M. Night likes his goofiness, but I think it works in Glass and in Split and all them because he bases it on comic books.
Yeah.
He, like, throws comic book logic and real world logic together to make something that I don't think anyone else has made. That's what I like about it. Is like I would like because even if, like, people don't like Glass, that's fine. But I would much rather see 10 Glasses.
I agree.
Like, 25 Marvel films.
Yeah,
like, I do think they're genuinely really challenging and interesting.
Yeah.
How they just go at, like, the comic book, like, kind of space.
Okay. I kind of completely agree with you. Like, Glass is definitely a film I think when I saw it, I was probably, like, a bit like... I think it was probably ready to make fun of it. And then it's like, you watch it and it's a very goofy film and it's very easy. I still think, like, I think James McAvoy isn't great in it. I think he isn't great. I think he's a bit too over the top with it. And I think it definitely can veer too much into the silliness.
Yeah.
And but aside from that, I definitely think it has its, like, interesting ideals.
It's well shot as well.
Yeah.
It's really well shot.
And the ending is also such a blue balls that I definitely think you kind of probably need to see it a second time to brace yourself.
Yeah, because that's it. Because as well, I admittedly went into it with, like, low expectations. Because even though, because I was thinking to myself, it is M. Night, and I think you should always go with M. Night in that way. Because M. Night's one of those directors where he does have misses. I mean every director does, but he does have misses.
What are you talking about? directors having misses.
After Earth.
After Earth.
Nah, never mind. That was a hit for M. Night.
The Happening.
The Happening. The Last Airbender.
Lady in the Water.
Lady in the Water. Just all bangers.
All bangers.
All bangers. But like M. Night's
I
one of
love
these
M. Night.
people.
Love you, M. Night.
What?
M. Night was great in... What's the show called? The one show, This Is Us? He was great in that.
Was he in This Is Us?
Yeah, M. Night was in This Is Us.
Why?
He was like... He played himself. I'm pretty sure. I think he played himself as like... I'm pretty sure M. Night is in This Is Us.
To be fair, M. Night, I remember M. Night in Old has like a pretty major role in that film, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I remember...
I just respect the balls on him.
Yeah, he's one of these people where you listen to him and he talks, and he talks pretentious. He does when you listen to him, and he's like, you know, I've got all these, like, because I was reading this to you about him last night. He was got, like, you know, like, my, like, he was talking about, like, his head and his creations and all these things.
Yeah,
but then I'm also like, but you know what? He's also just a really clever guy.
Yeah.
He is. He's an incredible, like, you know, he's super clever. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
And he's also very, like, he's pretentious. But he's one of those people where I'm like, you can be pretentious you want. Like, I do not care. I will let you be pretentious because you've earned that pretentiousness.
No, I get you.
You've completely earned it by being a really... Because he's one of these directors where, like, no matter what he does, no matter how shit his next film is, I will be there day one for the next one.
No, absolutely.
Because no one else does films like him.
Yes.
Nobody else does.
Yeah,
even if they're shit. Like, even if they are complete fucking messes, I will watch it because I'm like, you know what? An M. Night joint is an M. Night joint.
It is.
That's what I love about him.
I love Old. Old is a really good film.
Like, you see, that's the thing. That's another one, like Glass. People didn't like Old.
Some stupid people.
Absolute idiots.
Absolute idiots.
My only issue with Old is I don't like the last 10 minutes.
I agree with that.
That's my only issue with it. Everything else is fucking immaculate. Yeah. I love... Say it's like what 100 minutes. I love like 90 minutes of it. Yeah. I will take that.
It is great.
The last 5 or 10, yeah, they're a bit like that. It's a bit much.
Yeah.
Like, you know, once it does the other stuff, but everything else is fucking amazing.
Old is great. I love Old. Well, anyway, first hot take that I have that you disagree with.
Well,
this is terrible. I genuinely feel like I'm in interrogation.
So these 5 that I have, they're not in any particular order.
Okay.
Like in terms of which one makes me more angry. This is just in order of how I saw
more
them.
angry.
Make me more angry.
Oh bloody hell!
So
okay.
Well, none of them make me angry. It's more like I'm like, really?
Okay.
So the first one is I'm not angry with you. I get why you don't like it, but Joker. Right. So.
Oh God, we're going here.
So.
Yeah. Oh
so,
God.
I love Joker.
I'm sorry. I know. I just no.
I know. It's Joker. I know it's the film that everyone likes to dunk on.
Yeah.
And I get it. Do not get me wrong. Right. Todd Phillips. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
He's an idiot. A lot of the fan base around the Joker film is stupid.
Yep.
You know, it's not this absolute masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's just a really fucking good film. As someone who loved that character. Now, and yes, okay, I know the Martin Scorsese thing. I know it basically is the king of comedy.
It is.
It is.
It's a rip-off.
I know.
There is no nice way of putting it. The film is a beat-for-beat remake of King of Comedy.
I know, but...
No, there isn't that thing, Aaron.
But...
Yeah.
I will happily take a King of Comedy rip-off that is a Joker origin story than a Joker origin story that's just this basic ass, like, you know, ooh, like... It does something that's just, you know, like something more closer to Marvel, say. And, like, you know, it's
what... What are you talking about? I want Joker to team up with Jokers from other dimensions.
Joker far from... No Way Home. No Way Home. I keep getting No Way Home. See, I was watching the new Red Letter Media video.
Yeah.
You see the 2021 catch-up.
Yeah.
And they talk about that. The No Way Home, Far From Home thing.
All of them are called the exact same
They're called
thing.
Home. They all have Home in the title, but Far From Home and No Way Home are basically the same. And I am so happy that I'm not the only one who keeps getting those two confused.
And, like, the posters are the same as well.
Yeah!
They make the same film 3 times.
The whole home.
They're meant to get away. They're meant to get away with this. I don't get it. But
yeah, Joker. Like, look, okay.
Joker.
Right.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Gives a mid performance.
How is it mid? How is it mid, Tom?
Gives
How is it mid? Come on.
Look.
How is it mid? Explain.
Okay,
Explain
right.
it to me.
Okay. Right. Let me think of an analogy real quick. Let me work my English brain. If you take a champion-winning race dog,
okay,
and you put him in a race odds are he's gonna win that race. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going somewhere with this. Just let me figure out where
Okay, because the champion. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Obviously.
What's
to be like? Obviously, he would give a good performance.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
I could put Daniel Day-Lewis in a film directed by my mum, and odds are Daniel Day-Lewis is still gonna give a good performance.
Yeah.
Giving Joker credit because you know what? That Joaquin Phoenix guy really can't.
No, but that.
I think
but that's still a plus to the film because I. Because I really like his take on Joker because I also really like that because I also think.
I'm salty to be Adam Driver at the Oscars though, and I will hold that against Joker till the day I die.
Okay, I've not seen Marriage Story. So I can't comment, right?
Yeah.
I know who was in the Oscars that year other than Joaquin Phoenix and Adam Driver, so that's fine. But okay, and I kind of do get what you mean. He is one of those actors where whatever he's in,
exactly,
no matter how shit it is. But I also think that like doing a King of Comedy thing with the Joker, I think worked because I think his origin story fits it really well.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I think you're allowed to be inspired by a film. Mm-hmm. You are obviously you're allowed to like the whole idea was let's make a Martin Scorsese film about the Joker.
But to be fair,
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And it's cool to take inspiration from that in lots of different ways, like in the directing and the writing and all that, in the performances. The problem comes when you pretend to be something original, which is what Joker's parading itself as we are an original take on the Joker character.
Yeah.
And what you do is remake a film that, let's be honest, most people haven't seen. So you can get away with it.
That's fair.
Like, I could remake fucking Mr. Bug Comes to Town, the 1939 fucking animated film.
You're like the first person in like a century that's referenced that.
I love that film. I'll have you know, I love that film.
That's my joke.
And I could remake that film.
Yeah.
Call it an original idea. And let's be honest, very little people are going to realise.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's necessarily sexy. The whole new take on Joker thing.
No, but you don't do a new take just going...
No.
I can't do a new take on the Batman by going, okay, I'm going to remake fucking Mr. Bug Comes to Town.
I don't necessarily think that take on Joker. I look... I don't know like what Todd Phillips was intending, like whether did he think that
he
was
tried to pull
take.
A fast one on us.
Well, because the thing is, I watched it and I was like, oh, it's basically a Killing Joke with no Batman in it. Like, is the origin from a Killing Joke with no Batman in it and like mixed in with? I mean, I know it's the Batman like it's like that.
No, I mean, like, is it the origin story from Killing Joke?
Well, yeah, no, it's elements. It's taken a bit of because that's what's interesting about Joker's character is Joker doesn't have a definitive origin story, so they basically just took bits from. So there's bits of the Killing Joke with him being a comedian, or attempting to be a comedian.
Mood.
And attempting. He's not very funny.
That's again mood.
It's like it's like that, and then also the it's like Downfall, like the general which there's elements that are taken from a bunch of different Joker stories. They've kind of like Frankenstein them into one.
Sure.
Now, and I do think that's an interesting
whilst
way.
Also ripping off King of Comedy.
Yes, and yeah, I do agree. Like I remember, I watched King of Comedy after Joker.
It's the same film.
Yes.
It is the same.
It's
film.
very similar.
The same film.
See, I don't know if it's okay. I do agree with you when you said that. A lot of people haven't seen King of Comedy. King of Comedy is also a fantastic film. I love King of Comedy.
Much
it's
better.
It's a great film. I love them both.
Yeah.
I love them both. But I will also acknowledge, yes, it's a riff-off. But at the same time, I also just really like the film. And I also think that...
Okay.
I also appreciate as well that it's... I think as well with it, like, you know, a lot of the media stuff around it, like people were thinking it was going to start like riots and shit like that. I remember like a lot of like critics being like, "Oh,
yeah."
Like,
well, that is part of the problem for me. Like, obviously, it's been a while since I've seen Joker. By the way, it's been like 2 years
I've seen
at this
it,
point.
When was the last time I saw it? I think I watched it last 2020.
Yeah. I haven't seen it since it came. I saw it in cinemas, and then that's been it. But so I definitely had a lot bigger of an argument back then.
Yeah.
Admittedly,
because my memory is going to be a little bit hazy.
Yeah.
I still really love the film.
I think technically, it's good. It's good.
Gorgeous.
It's got some cool cinematography.
Yeah.
It's got good
the music.
score.
Yeah, the music.
Hilda.
And she's
does good.
an amazing composer.
And obviously Joaquin Phoenix gives a performance. He definitely acts in it. My problem with the film is the writing.
Okay.
My problem is 100% down to I think the film is written fucking horribly.
So what? So in what way do you think?
I think the plot is, as well as being a King of Comedy rip-off, there is also some plot lines and some scenes that are stupid. Bordering on offensive.
I will say,
It also.
Okay.
I think so. Obviously, the Zazie Beetz. That's the one who plays the.
Yeah.
That storyline is dumb and doesn't need to be in the film, and I think it literally all it is just like it's. I guess it's meant to be a bit of a cock tease, a bit of a tugging of the cock, and that's dumb. Then you have the fucking. There's the dwarf scene, which is stupid and shouldn't be in the film. There is and also the whole film is also. And I get you could say, well, it's not. Shut up. But it feels like a glorification of this kind of uprising against. And I think it more so than I think most other films. I think the film quite heavily glorifies violence.
Okay.
And I think that is not the right message. I think the film is somewhat decent intent. I don't think Todd Phillips made the film thinking, all right, we're going to start World War III, we're going to start a civil war.
Yeah.
But I think the film, it's a dangerous film. I think, you know, people did say, obviously, this film could start riots. And I agree with that. All it takes is for a couple nut jobs to see Joker.
Yeah.
And be like, and because Joker is Joker basically gets away, like he gets what he wants at the end.
But I also think as well that like, I feel like, because I know what you mean about the idea of like nut jobs going to see Joker and like wanting to do it, but I also think the problem is that like a lot of films have been made like that. I mean, think of like Taxi Driver, because that's another film that Joker takes a lot of notes from. Is Taxi Driver in a way?
Like copies the fucking exam.
In a way, I'd argue Joker is closer to Taxi Driver than King of Comedy.
I think it's an amalgamation of the two.
Yeah, because
it's like making a fucking best of compilation video.
Yeah, I can see that. I think the.
I am putting like it's like the film kind of reminds me of when people will like take songs they love and make like an AMV. It's like a Joker AMV.
Joker is a Linkin Park AMV to Martin Scorsese.
Well, no, exactly. That's what the film feels like. It feels like Todd Phillips watched a couple of Martin Scorsese films, was really high, and was like, I could do that.
Okay. My take when I watched Joker was, this is a film that was made as... It was made in the disguise of a Joker origin story.
Sure.
But it's really a film about what happens when you basically, like, when your mental health services are torn apart and completely ripped apart, and what happens when people who need help are not given the help that they need.
Yeah.
Because, and that angle of it was one that I really grew to like. I liked that there was a film like, because obviously Playful too, but a film like Joker that was being released by a major studio that was based on a fucking comic book telling a story like that.
I agree with you on that.
Because to me, like, he got what he... Because to me, I saw the film more as like a warning rather than he gets what he wants, But I also think there's the angle of it's in a way it's showing like in a most extreme sense. It's only showing what can happen if someone does not get the service that they need because you've got people in power that are cutting it apart because they're doing it for their own personal gain.
I think the film serves. I agree with you, and I think that the film, obviously, I think it has obviously every film can be interpreted in different ways, and I think that is what the film should be going for, and that's probably what the film is going for. I think my problem with the film is it's too vague.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want Joker to come out at the end with a sign saying, "Guys, this was a warning."
Guys, this is bad. Joker stares at the camera at the end of the film and goes, "Listen, guys, Joaquin Phoenix here. Don't do this."
They resurrect Alfred Hitchcock, and Alfred Hitchcock comes out and he's like, "Hi, I'm Alfred Hitchcock."
For no reason, I was like, "It's Alfred Hitchcock."
Let's talk about Joker. Let's talk about what you've just seen.
Okay, quick tangent. Have you ever seen the Three Stooges remake?
I haven't. Why?
Because, right, obviously with the fucking Dumb and Dumber guys, right, at the end of the film, those directors are on screen and go, "Okay, guys, in Three Stooges, we use a variety of different techniques to, like for the eyes poking, and then they show how they done it, and say to kids not to do this after they've seen the film. And it is not played for laughs. It is a real scene. It is one of the most... And I remember I watched the film in the cinema. And I remember watching it and thinking, even back then, my little 11-year-old brain was like, what was that?
I watched and like a 1940s rom-com called The Shop in the Corner, Shop Around the Corner. Great film. But I watched the version I watched was like obviously like one that was put on TV, and so they had like this guy at the beginning saying, "Oh, you were about to watch a film from 1940," and then he just spoils the film.
I would love that. I would love someone who's like, for every film I watch, he just gets up and goes, "You're about to watch this. This is the end." Like, he just carries on.
Like he spoils he tells the plot of the film. And I'm like, okay. I assume this was going to be like revealed like really early on.
Don't need to watch this now.
And then the big reveal.
That's what Joker needed. Joaquin Phoenix should just come on at the end and go, right, so at the end of this film, Joker, me, incites a riot.
I am Joker.
I'm Joker. A riot is incited, and then, you know what? Like, all this happens.
But, yeah, so my problem with Joker is that I think it's a bit too... obviously you can interpret it as a warning. Mm-hmm. You can so easily see Joker as a glorification.
Yeah. I can also see that angle completely as well. I think that's a very valid take.
And I think that's the difference between people who like Joker and don't like Joker a lot of the time. I think people who don't like Joker watch the film and interpreted it as a glorification, while people who like Joker would have seen it interpreted as a warning. Yeah.
But I also think there's an angle as well of like there's a lot of edgy people who like Joker, which is why I hate people who like Joker, and I like Joker. That's what's so funny about it is that I love it. I think it's fantastic, but then I will see someone go, "Joker's fantastic," and I'm like, I hate you. I absolutely hate you.
No,
like,
completely.
Because it's like, and that's the thing. Because again, like yes, like I love a lot of what it's saying. I love a lot of what it's about, and I love all that. But I also think that a lot of people who like Joker, that's why I kind of disagree. I don't know if many people saw it as that. I think people saw it...
I meant like people like... I just dropped my phone.
Oh no.
I meant like people like you.
People like me.
People like you who watch Joker. Like people who
cool
like...
People.
Cool people.
People who have a shittier take on a film, but they're cool at the way.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I respect your opinion, Aaron.
You respect it even if it's wrong.
Mostly.
Which, I mean, I'm right.
I half respect it.
I'm right.
Hey Aaron,
yeah.
We actually agree on this film. This next one.
Do we?
We agree. We have the same rating, I think. Maybe, probably. I don't remember what I rated it, but I think it was this. But this film is we have I guess the hot take on this film, and I'm very curious to hear your full opinion on it because I don't really remember much about this film, and so I'm just gonna I'm gonna let you mostly say stuff. So there's this little film that won some baby award. It's called Nomad Land. And it was the new Chloe Zhao film.
Okay.
I think Nomad Land is fucking boring.
That is right. Okay, I have a take on the film.
Yeah.
Which I'll go into in a sec. But I also agree. Nomad Land is boring, and that's probably the worst offense it does. Is it is fucking boring.
I'm kind of done with this kind of film in general. I'm really done with slow films where nothing happens, where I'm supposed to be like, oh, the cinematography. Like, don't get me wrong,
It's a pretty film.
I love pretty films.
It's a pretty film.
Like, Terrence Malick is one of my favourite directors. Because his films, as well as being films where I'm essentially just looking at a lot of pretty stuff, his films make me feel like I'm on crack. Nomad Land. Ooh, Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
That's where my take ends.
Okay. So Chloe Zhao, right? So I have not seen the film that made Chloe Zhao big, which was The Rider.
I haven't seen it.
I've not seen it, but
I don't think I'd like it.
from what I know about it, I don't think I would either. But I read about it, and it's basically a cowboy.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about the film is the film predominantly has non-actors. I don't think there actually is a major actor in the film, at least to my knowledge. Now, and that, looks like it went well. You know, it got high ratings, people loved it. And so Nomad Land has Frances McDormand as the lead.
Yeah.
Now, I like Frances McDormand a lot. I think she's a fantastic actress.
Yeah, she won Best Actress for it, didn't she? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. So...
Somehow.
So, really, and now it's interesting. That's actually why I was interested in the film.
Yeah.
With Frances McDormand. And I remember watching it, and I was like, and there were two things. I was like, actually, three things. A, that was boring. B, Frances McDormand shouldn't have been in the role. And C, I don't like the dick sucking for Amazon.
Yeah.
So, A, yes, it's boring. Like I said, it's just really not that interesting.
No.
Because it follows, but then, which leads to the second point. I think the reason why it's boring is because the film lacks any real authenticity. Because Frances McDormand's the lead, and I'm watching Frances McDormand pretend to be a nomad. I'm watching her pretend to be a nomad. But then, because the most interesting parts of Nomadland for me was when the non-actors were front. Like, when they were in the front just talking about themselves. I almost wish the film was a documentary.
Yeah.
Like Chloe Zhao just went, you know what, I'm going to be a nomad for a couple of months, and I'll document. That would have been amazing. Because the people she gets, to talk about themselves, those parts do feel like a documentary.
Yeah.
But then it's like these documentary bits, and then Frances McDormand being Frances McDormand, and again, she's fantastic, she's an amazing actress, but I immediately dipped out when
pretty mid.
The best way I've described it to people is Daniel Blake, the Ken Loach film.
Beautiful film.
Fantastic film. Imagine if Hugh Grant was in Daniel Blake. Right.
No, okay.
Hugh Grant, really good actor. But Hugh Grant as what makes Daniel Blake so fantastic is the person that they got was basically a non-actor. They might be in one or two things. I think they might have a bit of stand-up or something.
Yeah.
But but it is about an actor. No one knows them. Yes. Everyone said that. Or I love found footage films.
Yes.
If I saw Brad Pitt in the Blair Witch Project, I would immediately be taken out of the film because I'm going to be like, it's Brad Pitt. I'm watching a film. What makes found footage work is found footage is not. I feel like I'm watching found footage. That's why I like it. It's obviously a film, but it's authentic.
Yes.
It's that authenticity. That's what Nomadland was lacking.
Yes.
It wasn't authentic. It felt like it felt almost like when you said about Joker being glamorized. I feel like it glamorized the Nomads a little bit when it was on Frances McDormand. Frances McDormand taking a shit in one scene, doing all that.
Hell yeah.
Which is fine, but again, it has this certain view of Nomads that when it's on Frances McDormand, it completely contrasts from when they're focusing on the non-actors who were just there talking about their lives. And that part is all that's fascinating.
Yeah.
And the thing about Amazon. There's a lot of Amazon love in this film.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know how I feel
completely
about a film like that talking about how great Amazon is when, not to get political, but Amazon is basically a fucking sweatshop.
No, yeah.
Basic, and I don't know how I feel about a film like that, because again, and the thing is, a lot of nomads have talked about Nomadland and spoken against it. I believe Nomadland was based on a book as well, or there was a book that was released with it, and there was also issues there as well, where
Okay.
people were saying like there was a lot more. I think it might have been, if I remember right, the book that it was based on, or whatever, whatever Nomad was based on. There was actually a lot of negativity towards Amazon.
Okay.
Which was weird to watch a film where, in a way, it kind of feels like an Amazon ad. Because there's so much love for Amazon
Yeah.
in that, and I don't get it.
No, yeah.
I mean, and obviously as well, I mean, I get it's not really the film's fault, but being distributed by Disney. I don't know how I feel watching a film about nomads, which a lot of these nomads are in this position because of big companies ripping apart their small towns that they lived in, and then basically losing their homes. Don't know how I feel about seeing a big company be distributing that and being like, it feels fake.
Yeah.
It feels, and that's the problem. And I don't, and also, but at the same time, I don't think Chloe Zhao went into it with negative intent. I think she went with the best intentions. I don't think this reflects on her as a human being at all. I think she made this film. I didn't like it. That's fine. Those people loved it, and that's great. I just thought, as a film, it was just lacking, and it's a shame because I do think all she knew. I think all Chloe Zhao needed to really do was either make it a documentary where she's just going around talking to people, or do what she did with The Rider, just have a non-actor in the front again, rather than Frances McDormand, who's a millionaire, who lives in a big fancy house because she's Frances McDormand. When you cast a main actor in it loses any authenticity immediately.
I think that's my problem with a lot of these films that are like Nomad Land now, where it's these films that are so cold.
Yeah.
It's that they lack any sense of genuine authenticity and sincerity. Like, again, it's when like comparing to more like M. Night, which films, again, like I kind of spoke about this in another episode, but it's so clunky but charming.
Yeah, it feels like someone who's got this really cool idea.
Yeah. Doesn't
know exactly how to do it, but they're just going, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, Nomad Land is so cold. It's such a obvious prestige film, and it loses me because there's nothing to connect to.
Yeah, it's because I remember watching it and like I was just, it ended and I was like, oh, okay, like I just kind of shrugged my shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and it was another film, like in that same year, which I know we'll be talking about in like a little bit later, which done the exact same thing to me.
Yeah,
I was a little bit more angry with that one, but Nomad Land is just a film where I just watched it and I was like. And I was disappointed because I was thinking, I was kind of hoping for it to be good, and it's not terrible. So it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just a film that.
It's a nothing film.
Yeah, it's just nothing, and I mean, it won the Oscar. It won at the Oscars, but admittedly, it was a slow year.
Weak year.
It was a weak year.
To be fair, there was some good films in the Oscar lineup. Which is, I'm ashamed. It's a shame that me that Nomad Land won.
There was, but it was still like a quiet year.
Oh, absolutely. There was no other big, like the ones that like got nominated that I liked were generally the films where it's like barely got nominated.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Sound of Mel and The Father.
Yeah, I remember like watching like that that year, like looking at what the nominations were, and I was like, these are shit. Yeah. I was like,
if Nomad Land wasn't a big Oscar player, I never would have thought about it again. Genuinely would have never thought about it again.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up.
Next one for me.
Hell yeah. Interrogate me.
Interrogate, okay. The next one. Forrest Gump.
We're going from Joker to Forrest Gump.
Forrest fucking Gump.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. Okay. I am completely unapologetic about that.
Yeah.
It's a childhood favourite of mine.
Oh, God.
I watched it a lot.
Yeah.
Admittedly, at school. I think I probably have seen that film like 10 or 15 times.
Yeah.
Purely, not by choice, but mainly because of school.
Yeah.
But I like the film anyway.
Okay. Forrest Gump is a hard film to talk. Forrest Gump is a hard film to talk about because I think Forrest Gump is a very political film. I think it's a very, very, very political film. And so it's quite difficult to talk about without getting too political, which I do want to try and avoid. So, bear in mind what I say about Forrest Gump here probably is going to be about half of what I actually think about Forrest Gump.
I also do agree, by the way, that I do think some of the politics in it are a bit sketchy. I loved the film.
I think my problem with the film
is that
it's sketchy politics. That is the film. it is the forefront of the film. It is the entire like third act of the film. And the entire film, it is a film that is so intrinsically political in every single little thing it does.
Yeah.
It's a very hard film to talk about when you're trying not to be political.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a film that is so ingrained in its politics that I think if you at all genuinely disagree with it, it's hard to look anywhere else for anything else because there is basically nothing else on display.
But that's weird. It's interesting though because I guess I do agree that some of the politics in the film are a little bit dated, but I still like it anyway. That's what's weird about it.
What do you like about it?
I think Tom Hanks is really good in it, and I also just think I guess for me, I just think it moves at a nice pace, and I also think it also...
I think the pacing's really good, because I think the pacing's fast.
Yeah, and I think it just has this overall style to it, and this, like, almost like Steven Spielberg style, like, sentimentality to it that I really like. See... And I really... And that's the thing, it's like, it's one of those... I just
thought of a point, but the point is going to keep veering into the political.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
I think the film is so... The film is in a very childlike style. It's like this little it's a very easy style to get into. And I'll admit, for the first act of the film, I was digging it. I was in. Hell yeah, Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
But then you realise the childlike style feels like a facade.
Okay.
It feels like a little. If we're going to say that Forrest Gump is a propaganda film, which I think it probably is. That's probably a slightly extreme way of putting it.
Yeah.
But I feel comfortable saying that it's close to that. And I think...
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about a propaganda, in quotation marks, film that's using a very family-friendly, easily charming to kids, with a protagonist who's easily charming to kids... is its little hi guys, look at us, we're Forrest Gump and we're quirky and cool and kids love us. Please believe our politics.
See, that's the thing is I guess I admit I've not actually seen it for a while. So maybe my take on it would completely change if I watched it again. Now my politics are a little bit more defined.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, I guess the thing I've always kind of had with it is that I guess. Because obviously a lot of the film is Forrest Gump basically just finds himself in situations.
Yeah.
Basically finds himself in situations in history. Goes to Vietnam. He does
It's like an extreme My Little Pony.
Yeah, Forrest Gump shows up in places Forrest Gump just and
he uses his friendship powers.
Yeah, he just gets himself in situations.
Yeah.
And I guess but he's always had this certain optimism, or this kind of and because of who he is, and even though dark things have happened to him, his friend fucking lost his legs.
The Forrest Gump character is a pretty alright one. I think the Forrest Gump character has potential. The main problem is with the other character in the film, the other main character,
Jenny.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
The one who
disappears for a minute. Wait, should we spoil Forrest Gump? It's years.
If you haven't seen Forrest Gump, don't.
I feel like everyone has seen it who wants to watch it.
Yeah. So Jenny, is obviously the film. And again, just fuck it. The film is obviously Forrest Gump is shown to live a very American Republican lifestyle. And it's meant to, and he's the quintessential Republican. Jenny is what the film portrays as the typical. What's the other word for the one that isn't Republican? Democrat. Democrat. Not American. Don't know. The Democrat.
Yeah.
That, and obviously one is portrayed in a lot more of a positive light to the other. Jenny gets kind of dumped on in the entire film, and her saving grace, her character redemption, is at the end when she gives in and joins Forrest Gump's Republican lifestyle.
Yeah.
I need to say nothing else.
Okay. So
I also think Tom Hanks is veering on irritating in the role, but
I know what you mean about the Republican thing.
Yeah.
But I also think as well, I think there is also an angle where Forrest Gump he's not like as a person, he's already political.
I think it's everything around him that makes him political.
Yeah, but what it is like
the film's I think less pro-Republican than it is. It's more anti-Democrat.
Yeah, which okay, because it's one of them where it's like, because you know he goes to like war, he does all that, he does all of these different things.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like, he doesn't like vote for, he doesn't like vote for Trump. Like he doesn't,
Where was that scene? Yeah?
There's no like.
No, but he would have. You know what I mean? Like he would have.
But even then, I feel like, would he?
Probably.
I feel like he'd be a Clinton.
Nah.
Well, yeah, but no, because Forrest Gump...
No, but you have to think that the film is a kids' film, basically.
In a way, yeah.
And it's a film that it's very cleaned up.
It is. It's very, because I think
they obviously weren't going to have Forrest Gump sit down and go, kids. Sorry, I'll do it more cool.
Okay.
Spin the chair around.
Yeah.
And then, hey kids. Let's talk about politics. Like, obviously that wasn't going to be in the film.
Yeah. Okay.
But the problem with the film, I think, is... In some ways, probably, to me, the problem is that the film is so squeaky clean to where it feels like it's trying to push something whilst being like, no, what are you talking about? We're not doing anything. We're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Slides, kids, political ideals. We're not doing anything.
But that's the thing, is like, but that's where, I guess, like, because I guess, like, when I watched it, all of that side of it, that, like, it's trying to, like, sort of nudge you to a certain direction. I never like got that out of the film. I kind of.
You're being a stupid kid.
But I'm also a stupid. But I'm also just a stupid person. So maybe it was just like whoosh. Like maybe this child film just completely went over my head.
Like the film was like.
This is full of fucking babies. I watched it. I was like, what? Like, it completely goes over me. But all these like little babies is like, yeah, they're onto it. It's telling children's little Republicans by the day.
But Aaron just watching was like, oh, it's cute.
It's cute. Like, yeah, like that's just my take on it. I just think it's actually a nice little film. Like, it's literally my take on it. Like, I just don't.
It's also far too long. Far too long.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that, maybe.
I think the film has its like little flaws. I think the main problem with the film is it's the core. Mm-hmm. Forrest Gump is a apple.
Is he?
It's an apple.
He's an apple.
It's an apple.
Yeah.
Wait.
He's an apple.
It's an apple.
Okay.
You eat the apple, and it's like, oh, that was a nice apple, and then you bite into the core, and you're like, ugh. That's gross. Apples are gross. Exactly. Point made.
So there's gonna be people who are watching Forrest Gump. They're like, you know what? I like Democrats, and then they watch Forrest Gump, and at the end they go, I'm gonna kill them all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I think this is the kind of thing with any of these kind of films where it's like, do they work? Probably not.
It didn't fucking work on me.
That's the thing.
I'm like a socialist. Like, it didn't work on me.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, do these films work? Like if for instance, if someone was to watch Triumph of the Will, is that going to work? No.
Not now.
But
Back then, yeah, probably.
Do we still criticize the film for its intent?
See, that's the thing. Is like, yeah. I don't know what you mean about the because it's like, because like. Triumph of the Will is a Nazi propaganda.
No, exactly.
Like,
that's what it is. Obviously, no one nowadays who has their screws turned are going to watch Triumph of the Will and be like, you know what, those Nazi fellas weren't too bad.
Yeah.
But they're, we still that shouldn't be us going, well, anyone who watches Triumph of the Will will, probably not turn into a Nazi. So you know what?
Yeah.
Let's give this film the thumbs up.
I think like. As like a general discussion, like I do think that's kind of the problem with some people when they do talk about films like that, and they talk about like that angle of it, where like, you know, because you know, where like people watch it go like, oh, this is gonna like turn people into bloody, you know, like crazy, like, you know, angry fucking racist. It's like,
I don't think that's what the
every film's different.
I don't think like Forrest Gump is going to do that.
No.
More than I think that's what the film wants to do, and I think that's what we should be criticizing it for.
I think for me, what I think what it was trying to do is almost show like. I guess it's trying to show like
just
what
fuck you to hippies.
What someone fuck you hippies. What like someone in the face of like all of this shit has got this constant positivity. And it's constant because he's always like a child. Even when he's older, he's still got that childlike imagination. And I guess like my kind of take on Forrest Gump has always been sort of like. It doesn't outright say like, oh, like these things are bad. It doesn't say like, you know, and you know, maybe it would have been nice with like Lieutenant Dan and stuff. Like maybe it kind of goes a little bit more into the cynicism of like, you know, the fact of they went to Vietnam, they done this for what?
Yeah,
for nothing really. All that happened was a bunch of people died, got PTSD, and that was the end of it. Got no support.
Lovely.
And it's like, and I think maybe we could have went through that. I guess the way I look at Forrest Gump is it's like an introduction to that kind of filmmaking, to that kind of. Like, kind of political, not clear for young people. I do not think it is a film where like you watch it and have like, you know, you'll have your political opinion like clear.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I think it's a nice introduction to that kind of thing. It's, you know, it's like I can watch that and then maybe I'll look at a Ken Loach. Yeah. Or maybe I'll look into, you know, someone who does political filmmaking. It's like an introductory point. It's very basic. It's like, because I mean, Steven Spielberg has that kind of problem as well, where sometimes he gets too sentimental to the point where he kind of misses. He can sometimes miss that opportunity to go deeper. Yeah. Which is why like Munich is a really good film by him. But it doesn't really feel like it's like a Steven Spielberg film. It's a film about like Israel and Palestine, but it doesn't take a side, which is pretty fascinating considering like, you know, like considering that it was being made by Steven Spielberg, who is Jewish. Yeah. And like, you know, and obviously like, you know, the whole like Israel-Palestine thing is a hot issue. Like a lot, like people are very divided on that. And like, but I really liked that film because it went a little bit deeper than that. It is still very much a Steven Spielberg film. But, you know, it still has those elements, but it also, it's willing to be a little bit more mature. And I do think Forrest Gump backs away from the maturity a little bit and focuses like, no, we're just going to tell a nice story. Yeah. Like, maybe you could have went deeper, but I also think just as an introduction to that kind of filmmaking, I think it's fine. Okay. Like, I still really like, I mean, because it is like a childhood thing for me, where it's like, like, I certainly would not say to someone, you know, if you want to watch the next communist film, like the next, you know, big leftist, like, you know, like, fuckfest, like, if you want to watch that, like, no, like, it's... Slight tangent.
Have you seen the 1935 communist film, The New Gulliver?
No.
It's a communist version of Gulliver's Travels.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. Just I watched that today. Yeah. And you know what? It's definitely a communist version of Gulliver's Travels.
We're not going to get political. But that sounds intriguing. Was it good?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I'd give it 3.5. I gave it 3.5, I think.
It's not bad.
The animation's really cool.
You're basically a communist now.
It's good little film. Good little film. Huh. Speaking of not good little films, Pitch Perfect. You like Pitch Perfect 1 and 2?
Okay, look, I'm not going to talk about this one that much. Okay,
we don't have too much.
I've not seen Pitch Perfect 2 since like 2015. Like it's fine.
I Pitch Perfect. It's fine.
They're fine.
You know, I watched Pitch Perfect. I was being shown Pitch Perfect again with a gun to my head, and
Dance Moms, Pitch Perfect.
Yeah. Like Alicia showed me Pitch Perfect, and she showed me Pitch Perfect with the remote in her hand, skipping through any bit that she declared boring. So,
So how much of the film did you actually see?
And then she went and rated it 5 stars.
We need to get her on an episode. So
we watched all 3 in a row.
Okay. How much of these films have you actually seen?
I have no idea.
Because how much did she skip?
She skipped like decent little bits. And I was like, okay, right, slow down. Like by the 3rd film it was just, this was boring, this was boring, this was boring. And then she's like, the 3rd one's my favourite.
Honestly, Alicia should just, like, for every single film, there should just be, like, an Alicia remote. That's just...
The Alicia cut.
The Alicia cut. Hashtag release the Alicia cut every film's like...
So I've seen all the musical performances. Then Alicia listened to the soundtrack of the films, like mad. So I've heard the songs about 10 billion times. I think one of the songs was on my fucking Spotify Wrapped because she was playing it from my account.
Fuck.
But like so Pitch Perfect. I can't stand those films. I just think that's so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I have a problem with any film that the focus is on. Pitch Perfect, I guess, slightly less, but like Bohemian Rhapsody, for instance. I can't stand films where the selling point of the films is licensed music. I think that's so
like jukebox musicals and stuff.
I can't stand them.
Yeah.
I can't stand them. Strange Magic is one of the worst ones I've ever seen in my entire life. Again, Alicia showed me that one. We got half an hour in. We gave up.
I thought she liked it though.
She did, but I think at that point I was just crying. And I was just like,
so she's like, fine.
Please turn it off.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this salvation.
Yeah, that showed her a Hitchcock film. But Pitch Perfect, I guess that obviously people go like, oh, have fun. Like Pitch Perfect's like fun.
Yeah.
But like,
it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's
come
just
on.
not
It's
funny.
not terrible. Okay.
Uh.
It's so unremarkable
Yeah.
for me that I just don't really care either way about it. It's fine. Like I would chuckle sometimes. I'm like, huh.
There was at least 2 chuckles.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, some of the like, I don't know. It's just one of those films. I don't really care. It's the problem. There's not really much to say. I was like, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. If it's on TV and there's nothing else on, sure, I'll leave it on.
I can't even give them that. I think they're just really annoying films.
Like, they are yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I can only take them in short doses. I don't think I could listen to the soundtrack all day.
Oh my god.
That would annoy me.
Oh my god.
You have to listen to, like, Cups, like that song, that Anna Kendrick one.
It's the Troublemakers mostly. Like, they're like performances. It's just, it's that one over and over and over. Love you, Alicia. Over and over and over, and it just drives me absolutely, like, bonkers. Again, love you, Alicia.
Aww.
Pitch Perfect, they're yeah. If you ever want our takes on Pitch Perfect, there you go. Please don't.
They're fine.
Don't make a 4th one.
If you wanna, I don't think. When was the last one? Like 2017.
2017. I think that means there's probably enough time passed.
They're gonna do one in like 20 years.
Literally, it'll be Pitch Perfect reunion.
Pitch Perfect H2O.
And I bet I'll end up going and seeing that day 1 in cinemas.
Yeah.
Pitch Perfect H2O.
Oh yeah, it's like the Halloween film. Pitch Perfect H2O 20 years later.
Oh my god. Next one.
So my next one is interesting because we agree on some stuff and we disagree on some stuff.
Okay.
And that is just Adam Mckay in general.
Adam Mckay
I haven't picked a specific film.
Okay.
I just know that, you know, you don't like Adam McKay.
Let me get at what films of Adam McKay I've seen.
You don't like Adam McKay. I do.
I don't. To be fair though, haven't seen Step Brothers.
See, I love Step Brothers.
I think I'd like Step Brothers.
Okay.
I'll watch that tonight or something.
So before Adam McKay.
Oh my god, he produced Booksmart. What do you know?
Yeah, he's just loads of comedies.
Adam McKay.
So yeah, before Adam McKay was a hack fraud, he was making a lot of comedies.
Oh yeah, okay. So he made Anchorman.
Anchorman's funny.
Anchorman's a film. I'm not too. But Anchorman, I don't know if I like Anchorman. I don't really know how I feel about Anchorman.
It's watchable.
I
like
watch
it.
It's
It's silly.
I've seen it.
It's a silly comedy.
I've seen it.
Yeah. The second one was fine as well.
I haven't seen the second one. Now, obviously, when you talk about Adam McKay in the year of our Lord and Savior 2022, you're talking about is 3.
Yeah. So
new films.
So Adam McKay was like, okay, I'm ditching the Will Ferrell comedy. I'm going to do comedy dramas or satirical comedy.
Yeah.
So we done The Big Short, which
includes just basically. When I think about The Big Short, I think pretty like nothing film, like a film that I like. It's like kind of like Nomad Land.
I really
over my head.
I really like The Big Short a lot. I just like that world. I like looking at that stuff. I find all that interesting. I think it tells the story quite well. I liked a lot of the creative flourishes that are in it. Like to explain stuff because I like the fact that like
Margot Robbie in a bathtub.
I know they're silly, but I think what worked with that one was he didn't go fully one direction, and because that film without the Adam McKayisms, that film's fucking boring. It's just people talking about stocks.
No, completely.
But that's and so
his
but
films are always at the very least interesting.
I liked The Big Short because it took something that is both interesting and boring, but kind of made it just completely interesting all the way through for me at least. I really enjoyed it. It seems like a lot of people like that one overall. It doesn't have the divisiveness of his next films, so Vice.
I think the Big Short is the best of the three.
Okay. That's my second best.
Okay.
My first best was his next one, Vice. Vice, Dick Cheney film. Now, I have a lot of interest in the Bush, War, Terror, all of that stuff.
Okay.
I have a lot of interest in that kind of era of America, like the post 9/11 stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do think it's genuinely fascinating.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot. So the Vice, so Vice before it came out, I was so excited for it because I liked The Big Short, and the trailer for it is amazing. It's one of my favorite trailers.
Okay.
Where they uses the song by the Killers, The Man.
Yeah.
It's a really cool trailer. So I was excited for it. I watched it with my mum, who's also interested in a lot of it. And
shout out to your mum.
Shout out to my mum.
Shout out to Aaron's mum.
So I think what I liked about Vice is I liked how angry it was.
Okay.
As a political film, and I wish that we got more films like that that are just political. They're in your face as much as they possibly fucking can.
Okay.
And because Adam McKay fucking hates Dick Cheney, and I loved how that rage that he had.
Okay.
And I liked how, it kind of has these like different like it's got almost this like tragedy element to it as well, where it's very theatrical in some ways with the music by Nicholas Britell, who's fucking amazing. His score on Succession as well is amazing.
Okay.
And I think Vice is one of those films that like it has such an interesting style that he backs away a little bit from The Big Short, like quirkyisms, but goes more into like using them. He uses those comedy elements to basically paint Dick Cheney in one of the most negative lights I've ever seen a biopic film do for a person. I think like that anger that's in it is so fucking passionate and so interesting and so unlike anything I've seen from a biopic like that I was completely in it. I think the ending is fantastic. Like that little monologue he does at the end. Christian Bale as Dick, who's amazing as Dick Cheney.
Okay.
It's one of those films, like, again, I get why people don't like it.
Yes.
I totally get it. And a lot of people go on, it's in your face, it's not subtle. I personally love subtlety, but I'm also completely fine if a film goes maximum, just totally fuck it. I'm going to go as obvious as I can. I have no problem with that. Yeah. That's why I like Mother, the Darren Aronofsky film. I like like that film. Okay. Because, that film, if anyone goes and going, oh, the subtleties of Mother, they're fucking stupid. No, it is not subtle at all. Darren Aronofsky, I think, said it was subtle. He's wrong. Okay, I know it's his film, but he's wrong.
He's wrong.
I'm right. I don't think it's subtle at all. And I go into it thinking this. I know exactly what this is. So I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah. That's why I like Mother. Yeah. And Vice is kind of similar, but I know it's not being subtle. Okay. So I'm getting on board with it. And that's why I fucking love Vice. Yeah. So, his next one, which just came out recently, Don't Look Up.
Yes.
Now we don't agree on Vice.
I think Vice is very.
Before we get to that.
Vice is a lot. There's a lot packed because obviously it's Adam McKay, and Adam McKay moves like the Flash.
Yes, it's a very fast-paced film.
It's too fast-paced to the point where I think Vice is so much that it ends up being so little.
Okay.
Because in my head, when I think about Vice, it's like there's very little in the way of stuff remaining from seeing Vice.
Yeah.
and I just I find the film just so like it's almost exhausting. It's like and I know that and there is this good exhausting films. Vice for me, I kind of come away with it going like, okay, I just kind of have a headache, but not like in a good way to where I'm like I have a headache, but also my life's changed. I just have a headache, and now I can't remember anything about Dick Cheney.
Now, what's really fascinating about what you just said about Vice, that is pretty much exactly my opinion on Don't Look Up, his next film, which is what's really interesting. What you just said about Vice, I don't agree with that with Vice. But if I took what you said about Vice and just said it was my opinion on Don't Look Up, that is identical.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Don't Look. Okay, what I said, like when I posted my thing for it on Letterboxd, what I said about Adam Mckay is when Adam Mckay doesn't have a real world event to focus on, like the Recession or Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
His writing has no focus. Has absolutely no focus. It's messy. It's all over the place. It does all of these different things. Don't Look Up doesn't have a real world event that it bases itself on.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about climate change, it's about blah blah blah, but it's not based on a true story.
Yeah.
It's not based on any of that. It's not based on, and that's the problem with the film.
Yes.
Is it's Don't Look Up was a film where they went, okay, I have this idea, right? They have this premise of these two people who need to tell people there's a meteor coming to Earth in like a couple of months. We're all going to die, and it's like all of these politicians, all these different people are going to be okay, we're going to use it for our own personal gain. The problem with that was with Don't Look Up, Vice to me felt like almost like a montage rather than a film.
Yeah.
It felt like, like Adam Curtis, the documentary filmmaker.
Yes.
He's very similar, and a lot of his Vice was very much inspired by Adam Curtis. I haven't seen much of his stuff, but he's a documentary filmmaker who... His documentaries are less about talking heads, they're more about taking clips from things and piecing them together to form a narrative.
Yeah.
Vice is kind of like that. Scenes were filmed, but he uses them. The film doesn't follow a strict 3-act structure. It kind of just throws everything at you.
Yeah.
Don't Look Up does the same. The problem with Don't Look Up is that it's also trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
I have to say that Vice isn't really doing that. Vice is kind of just giving you pieces and throwing them all at you at once.
Yeah.
Some people, which many people like me, love that, but there's many people who don't, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Whereas Don't Look Up does that, but then it's almost like, we're trying to tell a point. We're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. Listen, guys, did you know that politicians are bad? Vice goes a lot deeper than that.
Yeah.
Vice goes into it more. Vice even has like references to it being like, that corruption in America goes a lot deeper than just fucking Dick Cheney. There's like shots like Donald Trump in it and all that as well, and it goes into that, and it's like, it doesn't outright say it, it just shows you.
Yeah.
And I really like that, and I really like a film that does that. And and I mean I like the best way I can describe like Don't Look Up to someone is Don't Look Up is the after credits scene from Vice.
Yeah.
Made into a 2.5-hour film. That is the worst part of that film of Vice. I'm fine with it because it's after the credits, so I kind of just treat it as like whatever.
I get you.
But I do agree that scene is a bit. It's not my favorite scene. I do find the scene a little bit like but he took that. I was like, I want to make that to a film, which is why it's shit. Because you've got these paper thin characters where their only thing is just we are stupid. You gotta go more than that.
Yeah, no, completely.
And that was the problem, and I think that's what I find interesting about like our takes on Adam Mckay is that a lot of the shit that you don't like about Adam Mckay, I found that in Don't Look Up.
Yes.
Even though you found him in Vice, I found him in Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a complete. That's what's insane about it.
No,
that's why
I
kind of more put it in there because it's fascinating rather than a disagreement.
I'm genuinely surprised that you love Vice but don't like Don't Look Up.
I remember being shocked at that as well. I was like, what the fuck?
Those two films I feel like have very similar energies. I feel like Vice is a bit more sure of what it is.
But I think that might be why. It's because Don't Look Up. My main problem with Don't Look Up is it's a fucking mess.
Oh, it is messy.
Whereas I feel like Vice to me is organised. It's an organised mess.
The most weird thing about Don't Look Up to me is it's so in your face it stops being in your face to the point where it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so to the point where it's like I've spoken to people who have watched Don't Look Up, Alicia, and didn't get it, and came away just thinking it was just a film about a meteor.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, how did Adam McKay pull that one off?
It's a political statement that doesn't know what it's trying to say.
Yeah, and so it ends up saying nothing at all.
Whereas Vice, I think, is a bit more clear.
Yeah.
Vice kind of, the way it gives it to you is messy, but it does have a clear point. By the end of it, you have an idea.
If I'm going to give Adam McKay any credit, I'll give him credit for the fact that his films are so in your face. His film, you come away from Adam McKay film generally knowing what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Don't Look Up. Manages to fuck that up.
I watched Don't Look Up and I was like, what do I get from that?
Yeah,
the ending of Don't Look Up, I was like, but what do I get from that?
He manages to mess up
Yeah.
the one thing he's supposed to do.
He's trying to make a political statement as a film.
Yeah.
But he's also trying to make a comedy drama.
Yes.
And a satire. All of these three things come together.
Yeah, and he never pulls it off.
Yeah, whereas Vice went, I'm making a political statement.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
completely.
what I'm doing with that. He stuck to his guns with Vice and said, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He wasn't making a clear-cut, three-act structure film. He went, this is
Yes.
what I'm doing, and that's why I love Vice. Don't Look Up. If Don't Look Up just literally just stuck to what, to it just being a statement like Vice, I think I probably would have fucking loved it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It tries to be a bunch of things at once, and it's a mess for that exact reason.
Completely.
I genuinely don't understand the hype for it.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't know why people like it more than Vice.
Does anyone like Don't Look Up? Who's
Well, it got I think it got a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than Vice.
Really?
Which I think is insane.
That's
because
I'd say Vice is better.
Yeah, to me,
Vice
I'm
is a lot better.
I feel like that's why I find it funny when I'm people will either I've seen people who love Don't Look Up but then hate Vice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? How? To me, Don't Look Up is Adam McKay heard the criticisms that it got, but I'm going to go into it deeper. Whereas Vice, to me, it felt like he listened a little bit and kind of dialed that back.
Yes.
And just focused on his political energy side. Yeah. But Don't Look Up, Don't Look Up infuriates me. Vice, to me, felt like it was made by someone who's a leftist and who actually has this clear politics.
Yeah.
Whereas Don't Look Up, to me, felt like it was made by by this billionaire who thinks he's better than everyone else.
I get you.
The Imagine video.
Yes. It has massive Imagine vibes.
That where people are they're singing a song and it's so performative and it's
yes.
and it's the same people where, not to get too political, but someone who, like a Democrat.
No, I get
where
you.
They do this thing thinking that inspiring change, but nothing actually fundamentally changes.
Yes.
You're just trapped in the same system.
Yeah.
And Vice kind of has that point in the film. There's kind of void of Dick Cheney was fucking terrible, but then America just keeps going deeper into that. Whereas Don't Look Up is just they're stupid. It's fucking when Trump was president, people go haha, he's orange. And that was the joke.
Yeah. No, I got it.
That's what it's like. It's so shallow and surface level, which is insane considering who made the fucking thing.
Yes.
It infuriates me that it's like that because I know he's capable of stuff. I'm still gonna keep an eye on him as a director. Whatever. I think he's making a film about Elizabeth Holmes.
Okay.
Which that one might actually be really interesting. Because again, it's a biopic.
It's about something.
It's about a person, which I'm hoping it's gonna be another Vice. Where he has this. It has this point, this energy, and if he has that, then I'm 100% with it.
Yeah.
But if he makes Don't Look Up 2, which it is with Jennifer Lawrence, which I'm more ugh! I'm more oh no!
Oh, but God. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You've given some questions. Aaron is a Letterboxd user. You like 5 stars.
I do like 5 stars.
You give out 5 stars.
I give too many.
Quite a lot.
I give too many.
You gave a certain film 5 stars. I haven't seen this film, but I've seen reviews of this film, and I'm aware that this film, it's an interesting one to give 5 stars to. Now, I'm obviously talking about Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Now I will. Let me
reiterate.
Okay. Yes. That film is not 5 stars. That is 5 stars. Yeah. Not in the same way. Okay, it's not 5 stars the same way. The Godfather is 5 stars. It's 5 stars in terms of I went to go and see that in a cinema, in IMAX, big fucking screen, had some popcorn, had a Coke.
Yeah.
And I just loved it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Big monsters punching each other, humans being stupid for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That is my comfort.
Yeah.
It's like the Transformers films.
Yes.
Like some of them. Right. It's just pure enjoyment. Right. I don't have any. I think I have the first one 5 stars, but it's the same reason. It's pure enjoyment. It is not a cinematic masterpiece.
What are you talking about? Transformers 5 is a brilliant film.
I read something that Harriet Tubman.
Sure. Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
She knew the Transformers. She was a black woman during the slavery era, and she kind of freed slaves and stuff. Apparently, she knew about the Transformers, but kept it a secret. A bunch of people in history kept the Transformers stuff secret. Apparently, she's one. I wonder if Martin Luther King also knew about Transformers and kept that a secret. JFK. All of these different people. It just popped up in my mind then. Anyway. Yeah. So. Yeah.
No, you don't get to go. Wait. Yeah. So after what the hell was any of that?
That's apparently something that I read that and I kind of remember it being true because it was in Transformers 5. You remember the King Arthur stuff in that?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what it's linked to. Where a bunch of people in history knew about the Transformers, but kept an oath to keep it secret. And she was one of them, apparently.
Do you reckon when Adam and Eve were just vibing in the Garden of Eden, just Optimus Prime was just there?
I wonder with this stuff. I wonder if there's one for the Decepticons as well. All the bad people know about them as well.
The Minions.
yeah, the Minions. The Minions worked with Hitler. Hitler worked with Decepticons, but he kept it secret.
Oh my god. Oh my god. But anyway, Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yeah. It's a fun film.
The poster's really cool.
That was it. The film looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Incredibly good looking. It's just a fun film. I have fun. I have fun. Okay, is that such a crime?
Yeah.
Is that such a crime that I can
is.
just watch a film, a two hour film of just big monsters roaring at each other and punching each other in the face? Can I not just watch that and be like, you know what? That was great. 5 stars.
You're talking to the guy who doesn't like Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't like.
You just hate fun.
Yeah, I do.
What is? You just hate fun.
I really hate fun. Hotel Transylvania 4 though. Now that's a good film. That's a really good film.
No.
That's a banger.
I'm not. No. I stand by what I said. You know what? I was going to change what I said. I was going to put it to 4. But you know what? Just to spite you. Just spite you and all these no fun allowed police out there.
No way fun.
No way fun. I'm going to keep that 5 stars. And if the next time someone says, I'm just going to be like, fuck you. I liked it. You know what? I would rate all the Transformers films 5 stars.
Someone just comes up to you and is just like, hey Aaron, you give Godzilla King of the Monsters 5 stars. Aaron just... You fucker!
Yeah, I will strangle them because they are stupid. They are stupid. It's a fun film. It's a fun film.
Godzilla vs Kong.
Great film.
5 stars.
Great film.
Give it 5 out of 5.
I had that at a 3.5, but I put that at a 5.
Put it at a 5.
Pure druids. I'm gonna put it at a 5. Just to laugh at everyone who sits there and seethes in rage because I've given this film 5 stars instead of what? The 2.5 because I'm a cinephile. I like French films. I like I don't know. Yeah, you do. I like French films as well. It doesn't matter.
Alright.
Okay. My next one.
Yes.
My next one is a hot take of mine.
Okay.
And it's a film that you gave 5 stars.
Oh god, I know what it is.
I gave it 1.
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's a film about drugs.
Yep.
Stars Jared Leto.
Yep. Did it? I genuinely don't remember.
Yeah, it does. It does. Requiem for a Dream.
I love this film.
I watched that film in 2020.
I watched it a tad before that, so my memory is ever so fuzzy.
I watched Requiem for a Dream.
Okay.
Expecting
I
it.
genuinely feel like my dad's like being disappointed.
I watched Requiem for a Dream expecting it to be great.
And it is.
What I got was a shitty after school special that's disguised as some prestige
Aaron,
drama.
The editing is really cool.
Okay, yeah. The music, editing.
The music is fantastic.
Yeah,
I genuinely
all
like.
Yeah.
There's one theme in it. I think it's the Requiem for a Dream one.
Is it the one that's in like every single action movie trailer after
Not
a
just in
while.
every action movie trailer, and fucking Britain's Got Talent dance
It
routines.
used to be the Sky Sports theme as well.
As it should.
I was thinking,
That theme.
imagine like watching like football, be like a 3-year-old watching football, then realise, oh shit, this is from like a film of like a guy who like loses an arm at the end because he took one drug. He took one marijuana.
Requiem for a Dream is, I think, fundamentally a bit of a silly film.
That's my problem with it.
But
that's probably my main issue.
Bloody hell. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have the exact same rant you just had. Aaron, am I not allowed to watch a film? I watched Requiem for a Dream in my bedroom as a young child getting into films, the ripe age of 17. Am I not allowed to watch this film and watch the funky editing and the cool music that makes me nostalgic? Watch a film about drugs and be like, ooh, scary. And I'm not allowed to watch that film, have a good time, and then be like, 5 stars? Am I not allowed that, Aaron? Am I not allowed that? Fuck you.
You aren't allowed that. You aren't allowed that. But what I'm saying is that it's shit. Requiem for a Dream is shit. It is fucking awful.
No.
It is awful.
No.
Jared
No.
Leto's shit in it.
Is
Jared
he in the
Leto.
film? I don't remember him being in the
Yeah,
film.
he's the lead.
There's the old lady. She's cool.
She's good. I like
She's
it.
great.
Okay, her stuff is the best, right?
Yeah.
But it's not with Jared Leto. It's like I'm watching a cartoon. That's what I don't like
Was
about
he
it.
actually in the was he actually like?
Yeah, he's the lead.
Was he genuinely in the film?
He's the lead.
I
I'm
don't
not
believe
lying
it.
to you. He is the lead in that film. It's here. Okay, and Jennifer Connelly. And who else was in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Her stuff is so comical. Like that scene when she's with the rich people with Keith David in that like nightclub.
Holy shit, the man is in it.
Yeah, and like I mean, it's part of his better performances, but I just fucking like Jared Leto.
I think the film is fantastic. I think it's really like it's very druggy.
See, but that's my problem with the film. Is it feels like it's a film about drugs that was made by someone who's probably never had a drug in his life.
Exactly.
And that's
unique.
but that's what I hate about it. Okay, I watched the film after that called Spun,
Sure.
which was released about a year afterwards.
Okay.
That film was based on, I think the guy who wrote it was an addict,
Okay.
and that film's like kind of more of a dark comedy.
Okay.
And it's got editing very similar to Requiem for a Dream. It's like fast. I watched that. I was like, that was really good. That gives a completely different image. Drugs are really bad in that film, but rather than it telling you it in the stupidest fucking like after school special, like I feel like that film feels like something you show your fucking like kid in primary school.
Exactly.
And that's what I hate about it.
I get you.
I hate films that depict drugs in that way. Not because I think drugs are not like the music's great. It's so good. The music's fantastic. I also hate how it's used in the film in some way. Because like some of it's really good, but then like the whole like doing all that, it's stupid. It's like I'm taking one weed. What will happen to me? Like that's just doing it. Like it's so stupid and silly. But the problem is that I know that fucking the hack fraud that is Darren Aronofsky.
The one you were literally just wanking off earlier.
I like some stuff.
Wait.
I like him and I hate him.
Okay,
I
right.
have a love-hate relationship.
Let me get this right. So, Mother, you think it's a 5-star masterpiece.
I don't think it's a masterpiece. I just think it's funny and stupid. That's why I gave it 5.
And Requiem for a Dream, you're like, shit.
Because Mother to me doesn't feel like Darren Aronofsky is making this grand point.
Okay.
I feel like to me he's making Rosemary's Baby, but like a bit more like overtly religious imagery.
Sure.
Whereas Requiem for a Dream's like, listen guys, I'm the expert on drugs. Okay.
Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad. Let me show you why.
It's just cool. It's just cool. Like, I am a sucker for psychedelic filmmaking.
See,
I am a sucker for... If you take a film and just make it, like, ever so slightly lean towards just kind of what the fuck, that... I will wank to that. And Requiem for a Dream, for me,
I like that.
It's so...
But I think the problem is that
cool.
it doesn't... It's doing that, but it